Several years ago here at Boomer Benefits, our management team was discussing the fact that we see Medicare beneficiaries make the same costly Medicare mistakes year after year. And who can blame them? Medicare is confusing stuff. Well, this sparked an idea that we could write a book to specifically warn people before they join Medicare about these costly mistakes and to hopefully help thousands of people like you avoid them each and every year. The book has been a bestseller, selling thousands of copies each month, and we love knowing that our readers will be able to sidestep these common Medicare pitfalls. We also have priced it at considerably less than other comparable Medicare books so that people can afford to get all the knowledge that this book provides. So maybe you've been wondering what kind of mistakes are in the book and whether it's worth the $10 for a paper copy or even less on Kindle. Come with me and we'll take a peek inside at the first 5 chapters of our best-selling book, 10 Costly Medicare Mistakes You Can't Afford to Make. Mistake number 1, assuming Medicare is free. When you see those FICA taxes being pulled from your paycheck week after week, you might have thought that that money went to pay for your future Medicare benefits. And you would be partly right, as those taxes help to fund your Medicare Part A hospital benefits. But Medicare Parts B and D both have premiums that you'll pay once you enroll, and those premiums are based on your income from 2 years ago. If your earnings are above a certain threshold, you could pay hundreds of dollars more per month than your neighbor. In the book, I break it down for you so that you can plan for your actual future Medicare expenses. And I also share how to appeal that higher Part B premium if Medicare thinks you owe a higher premium, but you've actually since retired and now have a lower income. Mistake number 2, expecting Medicare to cover 100% of your healthcare costs. If you think back to your employer group health insurance from your working years, did your employer pay 100% of your premiums, deductibles, and copays for you? Probably not, and Medicare doesn't work that way either. Most importantly, Medicare Part B pays only 80% of your outpatient expenses. Do you want to pay 20% of outpatient surgeries, CT scans, chemotherapy, dialysis? Well, neither do I. So in the book, I go over the deductibles, copays, and coinsurance that you're responsible for under the various parts of Medicare and show you the insurance products you can enroll in to cover those for you. We update the book each fall when Medicare regularly changes or increases those deductibles and copays. Mistake number 3, missing your initial enrollment period. Did you know that your enrollment period for Medicare is specific to you? It's based on your birthday and when you turn 65. So if you don't have any other coverage or you have an individual health insurance plan, a retiree plan, or COBRA, you'll want to enroll in Medicare during your initial enrollment period. However, if you're still working, and depending on the size of your employer, you can delay enrolling into some parts of Medicare to save on the premiums in the meantime. In the book, I share how to determine whether your employer coverage is primary or secondary and how to safely go about delaying certain parts of Medicare without penalty. Mistake number 4, skipping Part D without having other coverage. Now, here's a topic I'm really passionate about, and that is enrolling in Part D when you don't have any other coverage and even if you don't take any medications. We often see healthy people skip Part D because they don't take regular medications. And that might be fine if you could just sign up for a drug plan tomorrow when you get sick. But the reality is that Part D has lock-in periods. If you get sick in February and you need an oral chemo medication that costs $5,000 a month, you're going to regret not spending a few dollars a month on a Part D plan. You'll also get hit with a late enrollment penalty when you finally get to the next annual election period where you can join a plan. In this particular chapter, I share a real-life scenario on what happened to one of our clients years ago when she made the decision not to enroll in Part D, a decision that later cost her about $20,000. It's not a scenario that you ever want to experience in real life, and that's what this book is all about, helping you avoid mistakes that we've seen other beneficiaries make. Mistake number 5, failing to keep your creditable coverage letter. Do you even know what a creditable coverage letter is? Well, I didn't either before I became an insurance agent. And since most Medicare beneficiaries are not former insurance agents, they tend to throw away the credible coverage letter from their former health insurance plan because, well, just didn't seem that important. But if you worked past 65 and didn't enroll into Part D because you had employer coverage, Medicare doesn't know that you had creditable coverage and will hit you with a late penalty that you don't actually owe. So you really need to watch for and keep that letter. And in this chapter, I explain how and when you will use the data from that form to report to your new Part D company that you really did have other coverage and don't owe a penalty. All right, folks, so there's a sneak peek at our Costly Medicare Mistakes book. If you want to learn about these mistakes and other common Medicare mistakes that we see often made, you can pick up a copy of the book on Amazon or Barnes & Noble. Another option, of course, is to stick around here on YouTube and check out some of the other totally free videos we have put together to help you learn Medicare. Here's one I think you'll enjoy.